Truly a magnificent union between the Antonio and Russo families.
Please welcome the groom.
Miss Ivy, Mr. Marcus says Miss Bianca has an emergency in the Citrix Special Care Unit. He must stay with her. He asked you to wait for him at the church.
Bianca, isn't she the adopted daughter of the Antonio family?
Skipping his own wedding for an adopted daughter? Has Marcus lost his mind?
I heard Miss Ivy is neglected at home. The Antonios favor that sickly adopted daughter.
Bianca? Hospital?
Yes, he asked you to wait for him to finish the ceremony.
Tell Marcus God took the day off. I'm done waiting. This alliance? I'm out.
Come to the office, now.
Bianca, listen. The doctor says you must stay tonight for observation. The wedding is postponed. I'll deal with Ivy. Just lie there and be good.
Ivy! Have you lost your mind? You walked out on our wedding and made the Russo family a laughingstock before the entire business council.
Reputation? When you abandoned our wedding for my sister, why didn't you think about reputation then?
This authorizes you to manage the Russo family's operations in Gibraltar. Go there and run the port.
You miss our wedding, then try to send me out of New York? Marcus, you've planned this well.
Don't be ungrateful. After today, no family in New York will dare marry you.
The engagement is over. You and your seriously ill Bianca can both get out of my sight.
Voight! Ivy's, you're an Antonio. The wedding is a matter between two families. You think you can just call it off?
Wedding? A wedding where the groom isn't even there? What kind of wedding is that? Are you getting married or becoming a caretaker?
It was Bianca's condition suddenly worsening. I had no choice.
Hundreds of eyes were watching, Marcus. You dare skip your own wedding, and you're afraid of scandal?
So what? Ivy, don't forget your own position.
Russo, without the Russo family alliance backing you up, what will the Antonios do to you?
I'm not the one who screwed up. You figure out how to explain this to your family first.
Heard about it? That wedding at the church tonight? Ivy tore off her wedding dress and walked out in front of everyone.
A stray picked up off the street, and she really thinks she's the lady of the house? Everyone knows the one Mr. Marcus truly cares about is Miss Bianca. Done talking? Miss Ivy, we were just... Camilla. Damie, that's a beautiful name. Would you like to end up on an underground clinic's operating table? Ivy, you don't look well. I heard about what happened at the church. You ran off alone. I was so worried about you. Bianca, shouldn't you be lying in a hospital bed? What, you got better that fast? Bianca, weren't you supposed to be lying in a hospital bed? What, did you recover that fast? Marcus was worried about me. He insisted on bringing me here himself. Avery, today was supposed to be your wedding with Marcus. Yet he abandoned you just because of one word from me. Aren't you angry? This engagement means nothing to me. But you, Bianca, Marcus is all you have, isn't he? Must be exhausting, circling around him every day. What do you mean? You can't even understand that? I'm saying you're pathetic. Other than Marcus, no one would ever want to marry you.
And even if Marcus likes you, so what?
Can the Russo family ever accept you, a nameless adopted daughter with no standing?
Marcus, Avery, she's just upset. It's not her fault.
Avery, why did you lay a hand on her? Are you deaf? I'm ordering you to apologize to Bianca right now!
Marcus, you stood me up at our wedding. I didn't shoot you on the spot. That alone is me showing respect to the Russo family.
You dare fire a gun in downtown New York?
I don't dare. This shot is a reminder. Next time you dare touch me without permission or hide behind your family name again, the bullet won't land in a picture foam.
Medicine, give me...
Bianca! Bianca, what's wrong? Didn't you say you already took your medicine today? Someone! Get the car! Take her to the hospital now!
This doesn't look like a seizure, more like withdrawal.
I saw what happened at the church. That knife move was incredible.
What else? Wait all night in a wedding dress, nicey? You know my temper.
Bianca going to the hospital is not that simple. I checked. She went through the VIP corridor to the psychiatric special consultation.
I doubt it's just a simple mental illness. When Bianca has her episodes, it looks more like drug withdrawal.
I'll look into it. I can get her lab results.
No rush. We have plenty of time.
2 years ago, Bianca sold your whereabouts to a rival family, which got you hunted down. If your parents hadn't sent Bianca abroad, her fate wouldn't have been so simple.
I almost died back then. Of course, I'm not letting Bianca off that easily.
Now that she's back, it's the perfect time to settle old scores.
If the Russo family hadn't found out Bianca wasn't their biological child and insisted on breaking off the engagement, your parents probably wouldn't have been in such a race to bring you back. With you, their biological daughter, they could cling to the Russo family, renew the alliance, and it also made Bianca so desperate she showed her true colors.
If you can't behave, don't spend. When you apologize to Bianca and stabilize things with Maurice Marcus, then we'll unfreeze.
They froze your funds? What about the Obsidian Club? You've been running it for so long, this is a critical time.
I have my backup plans.
They froze your funds? What about the Obsidian Club? You've been running it for so long, this is a critical time.
I have my backup plans.
Ava, this thing, barely anyone in New York has one. Who gave you this card?
Confidential.
Ava, you humiliated the family in public at the church. Pulled a gun and injured someone. Bianca had another episode because of you! Go to the hospital now and apologize to her on your knees.
Get lost, Marcus. You're blocking my way.
Who do you think you are? Today, all of New York is laughing at the Russo and Antonio families, and you alone ruined everything!
You're the one who ruined everything, Marcus. On the wedding day, you went to the hospital with another woman, and you still expected me to wait obediently in the church?
Did you see it clearly? The whole of New York is laughing at both our families now. I told you Bianca was just sick. You tearing the wedding dress, throwing ice water, hitting people. Do you know how much I spent to suppress these stories?
The reporters wrote it well. The groom wasn't at the wedding. He went to the hospital with the bride's sister. Isn't that the truth?
What you did at church today humiliated the Antonio family. Ivy, what are you being so stubborn about?
Marcus, I'm fine. Don't fight with Ivy. She must be feeling terrible about what happened at church tonight. Don't let me be the reason you two are upset.
It's fine, don't worry, Bianca. I'll handle everything. Bianca's still worrying about you even now. And you?
I suggest you behave and don't cause trouble.
The last thing I'm afraid of is trouble.
She'll crawl back to me like a dog.
Sir, the Obsidian Club's accounts are indeed at rock bottom. After the freeze, the capital chain must be broken.
Watch her. Without money, within 3 days.
Mother, what are you doing here?
The church incident. Do you know how much shame you have brought upon this family? Tearing off your wedding dress and walking out in front of hundreds of guests. Do you have any decency at all? After wandering the streets for a few years, you have learned to act like some low-class thrug. You actually dared to point a gun at Marcus and throw ice water and Bianca?
Mother, you came here just to defend the foster daughter who almost killed me?
Shut up! What happened 2 years ago is over. Bianca has already paid the price. You are alive and well now, are you not? Holding on to it only makes you look petty and small-minded.
The price? The price was going abroad for 2 years to have fun, and now she is back when she has had enough?
I am your mother! How dare you speak to me like this? Your uncle just called. The Russo family humiliated us in public at the chamber dinner, saying we have failed to raise our daughter properly.
Now you remember I am your daughter?
Are you even fit to call yourselves parents? What have you ever done for me?
Failed to raise our daughter? Stealing someone else's fiancé? I do not see how the Bianca you raised is any better.
You throw a tantrum alone, and the entire family's reputation gets trampled into the ground!
So this family still has a reputation to speak of? You brought me back just to trade me for a business deal?
Until you apologize to Bianca and go back to secure the engagement! Don't even think about spending a single cent of this family's money.
Jane, talk to me.
Boss, huge news. LI International, the global conglomerate, suddenly reached out to us. They want to collaborate.
Got it, Jane. Proceed as planned.
Mother, don't be angry with Ava. The church incident was all my fault. I shouldn't have let Marcus take me to the hospital.
That wild girl does not deserve your kindness. I have already frozen all her cards. She must be taught a lesson.
Your mother is right. In New York, without funds, Ava will not get far. She will come back to beg us sooner or later.
Mom, maybe we should unfreeze Ivy's card. If she does something to disgrace the family just for money.
She wouldn't dare! A street-raised bastard, and tonight she dared to tear her wedding dress, call off the wedding in public. Let her taste what it's like without money, then she'll learn about rules!
Don't plead for her. I've already spread the word across the city. No supplier dares work with her. Even the underground channels have cut her off. Boss, you're having great luck today.
It's just good fortune today.
Boss, LI's logistics convoy has moved out. All the goods are in the warehouse, not a single item missing.
Got it.
Marcus! Is your head full of paste? Adopted daughter Bianca, for that disgraceful adopted daughter Bianca of the Antonio family. You actually let Ivy cancel the engagement?
Mother, Ivy is too crude. She even hit me at the office today.
Shut up! What the Russo family needs is a marriage alliance with the legitimate heir of the Antonio family, not a sickly adopted daughter. I order you, Go find Ivy immediately and apologize. Bring her back. Otherwise, I'll revoke your status as heir.
Yes, Mother. I will go find Ivy and apologize. Ivy! Open the door! I know you're in there!
Marcus, my patience is limited. If you dare slam on this door one more time, I'll use this to smash your kneecaps.
Ivy, put that thing down. I'm here to talk business.
Business? The only business between you and me is the annulment of our engagement.
I can pretend the broken engagement never happened. Our wedding will proceed as scheduled.
Proceed as scheduled? You change faces so fast, Marcus. Didn't I make myself clear? This alliance is off the table. Not answering? Marcus, you want the position as the Russo rear, yet you can't let go of your little white Lanet.
Enough! You don't get to be picky! You think you still have a way out? Your cards are all frozen! Tomorrow night, you're coming to the banquet with me! You actually hit me again?
Hit you? I've wanted to do this for a long time.
Get in here! Both of you! You... How dare you?
Marcus, remember this. I, Ivis, will never be anyone's tool in this life. Your bodyguards, your men, your money, none of it works on me. Get out. Marcus, remember to fix the hallway wall. I'll send the bill to the Russo group.
Spread the word across the city. Whoever dares to cooperate with Obsidian Club is making an enemy of the Russo family. I want every underground channel cut off!
Sir, what
LI
about
International? LI International is just a newcomer that barely transitioned. They wouldn't dare offend us for some wild girl.
Cut off all her funding!
Master Marcus, you must save Bianca. Her symptoms have worsened. Her liver is already failing.
Don't worry, Auntie. I've already had the director assemble the best doctors in the hospital. Using mafia connections to jump the scute for special meds really thinks capital can buy life?
Ness, do you have to apply for the European Academic Exchange? Can't you postpone it? The entire hospital, only you have fully followed Bianca's 2-year course of DEES.
I have our Carpival medical records. The basic data is all in the system.
The multi-department joint surgery protocol was built by you alone. Only you can precisely control the medication dose and intra-emergency plan.
The exchange application has been approved. Tonight's flight, no changes.
You're the only lead physician who can stabilize Bianca's condition. If you leave, it cuts off her treatment pathway.
That has nothing to do with me. She brought it on herself.
Avery, Bianca's test results are out. All her severe illnesses are caused by long-term ingestion of a banned microtoxin.
That's karma. She faked illness for sympathy and ended up really sick. You can go have some fun.
I've already applied for a European academic exchange at the hospital. Tonight's flight. Without my treatment plan, no one can save her.
Then Bianca is finished, but this is far from enough.
Though the Russo family probably won't want to cancel the engagement. They won't accept a sickly adopted daughter.
Speak of the devil, Lucina, Marcus's mother, invites me to the Russo old mansion. A negotiation at the old mansion. It's time for a thorough settlement.
Damn it! Ivy actually blocked me!
Young master, when women throw tantrums, it's all to get your attention. Miss Ivy's cards have been frozen. She went to the old mansion, surely to make peace with Madam.
She's smart after all. When I see her later, I'll make her write an apology letter to Bianca.
Ivy, I hope you'll reconsider. After all, the benefits of the marriage alliance go both ways.
Ivy!
Marcus, you go out first. Miss Ivy and I have private matters to discuss.
Master Marcus, this is bad. That corps attending physician named Nice suddenly submitted his resignation and went to Europe. Now no doctor in the hospital dares to take over. Bianca's joint surgery. Bianca can't hold on much longer.
Nice? Nice is so close with Ivy, it must be Ivy!
Are you crazy?
Ivy! You vicious woman! Did you deliberately make Dr. Nice go abroad? You just want to slowly drain Bianca to death, don't you? Call right now! Get Nice back here immediately! Otherwise, the wedding will be postponed indefinitely. I will make you pay for your viciousness.
Marcus, are you really too stupid to see why Bianca is seriously ill?
What nonsense are you spouting?
Long-term ingestion of banned microtoxins. This self-harm sympathy act, and you treasure it like a gem.
Shut up! How dare you slander Bianca? If not for your jealousy of her, how would she have ended up like this?
Such a simple trick, and only fools like you fall for it.
Stop! Speaking insolently to your own fiancé, you have disgraced the Russo family's entire upbringing.
Mother, it was Ivy who schemed to drive away Bianca's doctor first.
Shut up! Get out of here right now!
Madam, you saw it. In this engagement, I have never received respect.
Ivy, I know you have been wronged, but without the Antonio family's support, establishing yourself in New York will be very difficult.
Sorry, madam. I have to go.
Wait.
I have made up my mind. Today, I formally propose to you that the engagement between Marcus and me be completely dissolved.
Go investigate! Find out exactly which hospital Bianca is in. I want to see for myself what kind of woman could bewitch my son in this disgraceful state. Godfather, confirmed that Miss Ivy is in New York. Your itinerary for arrival tomorrow has been fully arranged.
Get in the car. We're not done talking.
This card has no limit. As long as you bring Nice back, and the wedding goes on as planned. With the money, you can buy whatever you want.
How generous of you.
Avery, stop making a scene. I know you're angry with me today, all because I sided with Bianca. But the one I'm marrying is you. The position of Mrs. Russo is yours. What more could you want?
Don't flatter yourself. Not everyone wants to marry you. It's over between us.
Over? Over? Avery, do you think you have a choice?
In New York, I will cut off all your business channels. You won't even be able to get a single bite of bread in New York.
Is that so? Marcus, go ahead and try to block me.
If I, Avery, would bow to threats from your pathetic little capital, then I've wasted these 10 years in New York for nothing.
Why aren't you answering? Your little darling Bianca is waiting to cry to you.
Don't change the subject! Ivy, do you really think that club of yours, just getting started, can stand against the Russo family's blockade?
The Russo family has top medical resources. Why rely on my friend Nyes to save your precious one every time?
Are you forcing me to completely shut down your club?
Bianca, how are you feeling? All right, I'm on my way. Wait for me. Take the card. Get a cab yourself. I'm going to the hospital to be with Bianca.
Take me back to Manhattan Commercial Tower first, and then we'll talk.
Fine. Very well.
To the hospital!
I want to see what she'll use to beg me when she finds her club completely shut down.
Today, no business. Today we're having an annual party. Boss, annual party? It's not even the end of the year. Today, all expenses, drinks, food, casino chips, cigars, everything are sponsored by Mr. Marcus Russo.
Boss, you're too ruthless!
Does Mr. Russo even know about this?
He'll find out soon enough.
Damn it! What is that crazy woman doing?
Young master, should I freeze this card now?
No, let her spend. I want to see how much she can spend.
Young Master Marcus, you must stand up for Bianca. Ivy is too vicious. She knew perfectly well. Nice is the only surgeon who can perform this combined operation, yet she deliberately hid him away. She's trying to force our Bianca to death.
Marcus, don't blame Ivy. Maybe Ive just thinks I'm not worthy of living. Marcus!
Ivy, she's using my card at her own club? Ivy, are you crazy? You're using my card to party at your crappy club?
What's the matter, young Master Mark? Didn't you personally put the card in my hand? You said spend freely.
I told you to spend it on things, not on throwing parties.
Oh, then I bought happiness for the whole room. What, you want to control my employees' joy too?
Then take the card back. Jane, open another bottle of Magellan 30. Put it on Mr. Russo's tib.
You deliberately squandered money to retaliate against me!
2 years as your fiance, just spent a little of your money. Why so hysterical?
Once all external partnerships are cut off, Ivy will have no income. She will come crawling back to me sooner or later.
Went shopping today in a good mood. Gifts for all of you, one each. Pick and share among yourselves.
Oh my God! Thank you, boss! Long live the boss!
Boss, you are so cool!
Miss Ivy, the Godfather's private plane landed 10 minutes early. The Godfather says your 2 years of freedom are over. Tonight at 8, the Godfather will come to pick you up personally.
All right. I understand.
Ivy, have you been wronged in New York? You've lost weight.
Lorenzo,
Have you figured out what to say?
You landed early. I thought I still had 2 hours to prepare.
Prepare for what? Prepare to explain disappearing for 2 years? Or prepare to tell you about that engagement?
Can we talk in the car?
Sitting so far away. What, 2 years apart and you've become a stranger?
Lorenzo, I've grown up.
Grown up? What can you do now that you've grown up? Get cornered in the ring, get your cards cut off?
Run. Why aren't you running? You offended the wrong people. Think you can walk away unscathed? Boss said just one arm. Such a pretty face. What a waste.
A little knife? Sweetheart, you think this is a movie? You had your chance. Now you'll pay.
So it was you. You arranged for someone to save me that day. You had someone following me.
Not following. Protecting you in secret.
They only step in when it's absolutely necessary. When I ask you a question, don't look away.
I thought I found a family. I thought I could stand on my own 2 feet in that family, instead of always hiding behind you.
So you went alone to claim your family, got played as a bargaining chip, and you gritted your teeth and said nothing, waiting until I came to find you. You naughty girl.
I just wanted to try on my own. I thought I had really found my family. I thought I could stand firm in that family and then come back to see you in glory.
Sit still.
We're here.
Sir, the estate.
When did you buy an estate in New York?
The night you said you were leaving.
When did you buy an estate in New York?
The night you said you were leaving.
The Unknownies found me. They say I'm their biological daughter. I want to go back and see. I want to know what my real family is like.
2 years. I'll give you 2 years. If you want to leave, I won't stop you. But if you get hurt, come home anytime.
Ungrateful little thing.
Lena, buy a piece of land. New York. Yes, now.
Come down.
You live in this huge house all by yourself?
Not for me to live in. For you.
What do you mean?
2 years ago, you said you were leaving. I bought this land that same day and hired the best construction team in New York.
Too bad you never contacted me.
Sorry. I was wrong.
Now tell me about the wedding.
It's all in the past.
Tell me.
They only saw me as a tool for their alliance. On the wedding day, the groom went to the hospital with my sister.
I cut my own wedding dress and walked out.
At times like this, you actually listen? Your family told you to marry into that alliance and you went. If I hadn't come, were you really gonna marry that man?
No, I called off the wedding.
Should have called it off long ago! How could that man be worthy of you? Did you just swallow 2 years of misery in New York?
No, you know my personality.
could that man be worthy of you? Did you just swallow 2 years of misery in New York?
No, you know my personality.
This is... What kind of drug is this?
The main ingredient is a methamphetamine derivative. On the black market, they call it White Queen. Your sister is not as simple as she seems. The details I am still looking into.
Not picking up?
Nothing to say.
Your ex-fiancé is quite persistent.
He cannot accept it. He thinks I should be on my knees begging him to take me in. Just like he said, without the Russo family backing, I cannot survive in New York.
And did you tell him where you are staying now?
Ava, you finally answered. Where were you tonight? I have called you 19 times. Your club staff said you left in the afternoon.
She is in the shower.
Who are you?
You saying that it is really misleading.
Misleading how?
It is just... She is in the shower. Anyone hearing that would think...
Think what? He should have always known. There was never a place for him by your side. There is a luncheon tomorrow. You are coming with me.
No wonder she wouldn't answer my calls. No wonder she didn't care her cards were froze. She's found herself another man. No wonder she dumped me in public and still acted so arrogant. That shameless woman found a new lover before our engagement is even officially broken.
Marcus, don't be angry. Ivy might just be confused for a moment.
I'm sorry. Bianca, you know.
That man by her side now, don't you know him?
I don't care who he is. In New York, on my turf, anyone who dares touch what's mine, I'll show him what it means to pay the price.
But you know how Ivy is. Once she sets her mind on something, she never looks back. Don't take today's frustration to heart.
Look back? She'd better not. Let's see how long that man she found can protect her.
I'm going back tonight. You get some rest.
You went to the hospital again?
Mother still awake at this hour?
I've been waiting for you to come back and explain. What exactly are you doing? I need to talk to you.
Forget about Ivy. She found herself some wild man out there. I never wanted this marriage anyway.
You don't want it. You think this marriage is about what you want? The Antonios control several port shipping routes. Do you have any idea?
So what? You want me to marry that crude woman for a few shipping routes? She hit me in public. A woman like that would be a curse in this family.
What kind of spell has that adopted daughter cast on you? Bianca, is that sickly girl all you see now? Forget it. Since Ivy isn't willing to marry either, this alliance is completely dead. But I heard something.
What kind of gossip?
That Mr. L, the biggest hand in New York's underground, has arrived in New York these 2 days.
That mysterious person who never shows his face?
Yes. He controls half the gray industry chain on the East Coast. So many people want to connect with him but can't. If we could build a relationship with him,
Tomorrow's Chamber of Commerce luncheon is hosted by the recently rising Mr. Brady. I secured a spot for you. That person is said to attend.
But he never shows his face. How will I recognize him when I go?
Just look for any unfamiliar faces first. Be sharp.
Fine. I'll go tomorrow.
Put away that temper of yours. If you mess up again this time, I will kick you out of the Russo family.
Grown up but still can't take care of yourself.
"10 years I've never taken this ring off. I told myself it's habit, it's gratitude. He's my...
Leave.
From today on, your name is Ivy.
When you were little, you needed one every night before you'd sleep.
I stopped listening to stories a long time ago.
Fine. You've grown up. You don't need me anymore.
No.
Sleep. Tomorrow's the banquet. Save your energy. Good night, you naughty girl.
Miss Ivy, the waistline of this dress is perfect for you.
Well,
Not bad.
Just not bad?
Afraid if I say it's perfect, you'll drag me shopping every day.
Miss Ivy, try these shoes.
I'll do it.
what are you doing?
Lift your foot.
Not bad.
I need to take this call. Take your time.
Isn't that Ivy?
Wow. Such an expensive dress. Your cards are frozen. How are you paying?
Ivy, don't you think this place is a bit out of your league? The gowns here start at 5 figures.
Oh, right. You found yourself a sugar daddy. So how old is this gentleman? Bet his gut's so big he can't even tie his own shoelaces?
Marcus, who I date, is none of your damn business. Did Bianca infect you with something? Your skin's looking a little loose there.
Ivy, don't blame Marcus for being blunt. He's just worried about you. After that scene you caused at the wedding, and now your cards are frozen.
Bianca, you lie in a hospital bed all day. Yet the only thing you care about is whether I'm doing well. Since you're so devoted, should I give you a red envelope?
What kind of man would want you anyway? Besides some old ugly creep?
Who else would take a woman publicly dumped at the botch?
Don't make me hit you, Marcus. This fabric is gorgeous.
Marcus, I want one just like it.
It's just a dress. If you like it, I'll buy it for you.
This dress. Pack a same one for me.
Sir, this dress is an exclusive designer piece, the only one. It's already been reserved.
The only one? So what if it's reserved? That old man couldn't bear to pay more for it, right? I'll pay double. If double isn't enough, triple. I'm buying this dress today.
We're very sorry, sir. According to store policy, reserved custom pieces cannot be resold. Not for any price.
Triple isn't enough? 5 times!
Sir, this isn't about the price. The deposit has been processed, the contract is signed. Even if you offered 10 times, we cannot sell it. That dress on Ava, why does she deserve it? Why does she always get the best things?
Marcus, let it go. If they won't sell it, they won't. Ava finally got to wear something nice. Let's not embarrass her.
It's fine. Keep looking. Whatever you like, no matter how expensive, I'll buy it for you.
Bianca, stop staring. No matter how long you look, it won't be yours.
So this is your lover. What happened?
Nothing. Someone wanted to buy my dress. The clerk wouldn't allow it.
Oh, let's go then.
Ava, you actually canceled our engagement for this man? I'll make you know what regret means.
Who's hosting this lunch?
Mr. Luca.
The only son of the Bellotti family?
I've heard of him. His father started an import-export and suddenly broke into the upper circles these past 2 years.
Yeah. The hottest young rising star in New York right now.
How did you meet Mr. Luca?
Luca is someone I brought up.
He's one of your people too?
You know each other too.
Who?
You.
Me? He knows me?
He knows the you from 10 years ago at the orphanage.
Stuck. It's open. I'll draw her away. Wait 3 minutes, then push the door. Run as far as you can. Will you make it out? I'll make it. You're the one who got me out? I'll definitely make it. Run!
It's him! I thought he got caught and taken back. After I ran out, I never heard anything about him again.
Luca got out. He drifted all the way from New York to Detroit, went into the underground fight rings, fought for 2 years with his life to earn the money to stand back up. We're here.
Isn't that the Antonio daughter? The one dumped at the altar? What is she doing? I heard the Russos cut her off, dressed like that, with a man. Is she fishing for a new catch?
Do you know that guy? Never seen him. Probably a rented pretty face. Bold move bringing him here. After that wedding disaster, how could she show her face without a man?
Just ignore them. Treat it like fart.
So I'm your rented pretty face.
Hey, I didn't say that.
I need to handle something. Look around, grab a bite. I'll be back soon.
Go.
She's alone? Where's her man?
Just arm carry. Can't last at these things. Show face and leave. A prop to save face.
Poor thing, too. Dumped at the altar, can't find a real man. Had to hire someone.
Mr. Marcus of Russo Group, arriving with companion.
That Russo kid's here too. The woman with him, isn't she the Antonio family's adopted daughter? That's her. On the wedding day, the groom went with her to the hospital, so the bride called it off, in public.
This is getting good. Ex-fiance brings that woman, and the ex-fiance is here too. Tonight's gonna be lively.
What's she doing here?
Looks like her sugar daddy's got connections, getting her into a banquet like this.
Dressed so flashy, terrified no one will know she's hooked someone.
I've seen this in magazines. That top designer who never takes orders. Money can't even buy it. How does she deserve to get it?
Isn't that her ex-fiance? He brought the adopted daughter? Aren't they gonna fight?
Look at her, still eating there, acting so calm.
If it were me, I'd find a hole to crawl into. Ex-fiance shows up with someone else, and I'm standing here being laughed at.
Ava, you still have the nerve to show up here? What? The man you latched into just showed his face and ran off? I told you, what decent man would dare bring you out in public?
Eve, did your companion have to leave suddenly? Leaving you here all alone. How irresponsible.
Look, the adopted daughter is the sensible one. That Eve, causing a scene at the wedding, and now abandoned by her man.
You wandered the streets for years, finally got found by the Antonio family.
She never belonged at this kind of event in the first place.
A jilted woman, and she still dares to show up at Mr. Luca's banquet. So shameless.
You wandered the streets for years, finally got found by the Antonio family.
So she lived on the streets. No wonder she has no class. I bet the man with her was just rented to save face. Look at her status. Is she even worthy of Mr. Luca's banquet? Young Mr. Russo brought his adopted daughter to the banquet. And the ex-fiancé is here too. Isn't that a slap in her face? Oh, look, she can't even keep a male companion. Utterly humiliating.
Eve, why don't you go home first? This place isn't suitable for you. Just say you're feeling unseen. No one will laugh at you. Bianca, you're an adopted daughter with no stat beside Marcus? And you're worrying about whether I should leave? You work so hard faking illness in that hospital room every day. Finally getting a chance to breathe. I understand why you don't want to leave.
Stop your nonsense! Get out right now!
Marcus, you've laid hands on me more than once. When have you ever gotten the upper hand? Today, with so many people here, do you want everyone to watch me beat you up again? Marcus, let it go. She's just being stubborn. Her date didn't even dare show his face before running off. Can't you see that?
Godfather, the East Coast lines are all secured. Is there anything you need me to arrange in advance for this visit to New York?
No. No need, I'm just here to make an appearance today.
Come in.
Sir, there's a guest downstairs who got into a conflict with the Russo young master. He's demanding security escort the guest out.
Let the butler handle this kind of thing. No need to report to me.
The guest gave the name Ivy Antonio.
What did you say?
Miss Ivy Antonio, wearing a dark green dress. The Russo young master is having her thrown out.
It's her.
Godfather, the person you spoke of.
Godfather? Go down. Reveal your identity. Let everyone see clearly. She is your honored guest.
Why aren't you escorting her out yet? A person like this causing Mr. Luca's banquet. Imagine how that would look if word gets out.
Who dares to make decisions and throw people out at my banquet?
Sorry I'm late. I let them frighten you.
It's fine. I can handle it myself.
Mr. Luca, you may not know this young lady's situation. Last week, she publicly broke off her engagement at the church. It caused a citywide scandal. And today, she shows up at your banquet. I advise you to keep your distance. She's not clean. After the wedding scandal, she immediately lashed onto some unknown man. She brought that male companion today, but he showed his face and ran off. She's here alone, working the room. If she's deceiving you...
Mr. Luca couldn't actually be fooled by her. This woman is something else.
Church scandal, and now she's climbing up to Bella D?
She flips faster than flipping a page.
Mr. Luca, Ivy has indeed been through a lot lately. Please don't blame her for speaking harshly today. Marcus is only looking out for her, afraid she might take the wrong path.
Mr. Russo, I appreciate the concern. But regarding Miss Ivy, I know far more than you do.
Miss Ivy is my chief guest of honor today, and she is also my personal guest. Anyone who has a problem with her has a problem with me.
So she really does have connections. I just said a couple of things about her. You don't think it'll get back to Mr. Luca, do you?
Ivy hooked up with Luca. How is she always so lucky? A woman who was rejected. What gives her the right to have even Mr. Luca stand up for her?
Miss Ivy, that dress is absolutely stunning today. Which designer is it from? I've always wanted to meet you. The eldest daughter of the Antonio family truly carries herself with such grace.
Ivy really has some tricks. Just got dumped by me and now she's already hooked up with Bilotti.
Marcus. She's more resourceful than you imagine. Mr. Luca, why did she always meet men like this? This man is even younger than Marcus, even more powerful. What gives her the right? She's wearing that dress today. Did Bilardi give it to her? Or that pretty boy? How many people has she been with?
Mr. Luca, I was out of line earlier. Let me toast you as an apology.
Mr. Russo, this toast shouldn't be for me. You should toast Miss Ivy. You said quite a few unpleasant things about her earlier.
Miss Ivy, I was presumptuous earlier this drink. I toast you.
Leave it on the table. I can't hold my liquor.
Miss Ivy and Mr. Luca have known each other a long time?
Since childhood.
Since childhood. That's a different kind of bond.
No wonder Mr. Luca stood up for her. That bond is nothing the Russos can compare to.
What Marcus said earlier, he really humiliated himself.
Since childhood. What gives her the right? A bastard raised in an orphanage. How can even Mr. Luca be on her side? Ivy, I'm so happy for you. Meeting an old friend in New York. You must have suffered so much back in the orphanage, right?
Bianca, what I've suffered doesn't matter. You've lived in the Antonio house for over a decade, and you keep ending up in the hospital every few days. Living in a mansion, yet still managing to get sick. Now that's what I call impressive.
Ivy, you're going too far! Everyone in New York knows Bianca's in poor health, and you use that against her?
All of New York knows? I'm afraid this illness isn't so simple.
Enough, Marcus. It's nothing.
Mr. Luca, I'm not feeling well today. I'll take my leave.
Take care, Mr. Russo. Butler, see our guests out.
How is she so lucky?
Just Luca. I thought she'd lashed onto someone more impressive.
You loser. How dare you talk about Belanti?
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. I'll go check.
Let's meet another day. Thanks for today.
Luca, tomorrow at 3 p.m., bring the accounts for the dock line to the study.
Understood, Godfather.
The Godfather's jealousy. How can be this intense?
Are you hungry? You barely ate anything earlier.
Not hungry.
Luca helped me out today. I should thank him. Should I send him a bottle of wine tomorrow?
You're close with him?
Not really.
No? Yet you walked in arm, sat together at the head table, he draped your shoulder. Ava, you certainly make yourself at home.
Lorenzo, are you angry?
Why would I be angry? It's good that you're making friends. Luca's capable, well-positioned, and he treats you well.
Lorenzo, you're jealous.
No.
You are.
Sorry. I wasn't thinking. I didn't mean to.
Lena, how much longer?
Sir, 5 minutes to the estate.
Miss Ivy, the estate. Your room has hot water ready. Godfather, Bianca is making moves again tonight. Irina is pulling every string, trying to find a new surgeon.
Let them look. They won't find one.
Yes.
What was I doing? How did we just kiss? What is Lorenzo thinking? Hello?
Ava, still up so late? I hope Mom isn't disturbing you?
Just say what you came to say.
Well, it's about Dr. Nays. Bianca's condition is getting worse. All the other doctors at the hospital keep brushing her off. You have a good relationship with him. Can you just make a call and ask Dr. Nays to come back? Just 1 week. 1 week is all we need.
Nyes is on an academic exchange in Europe. I can't reach him either. Besides, isn't the Antonio family supposed to be so capable? How can you not even find a doctor?
Ivy, don't take your anger out on Mom. Bianca's really in bad shape. You've suffered since childhood. She hasn't. She can't handle it.
She can't handle it? So I deserved all that suffering?
What kind of attitude is that? I am your mother! Think about everything you've done lately. First causing a scene at the church, then arguing with Marcus in front of everyone at the banquet. And you had Valesi step in to intimidate people. You've really got nerve!
So?
So? You, a woman who was dumped at the altar, running around with all kinds of disrepulous men, clinging your way all the way up to Velarde. Have you no shame?
Irina, did you call today to ask for my help or to insult me?
Ask you? I'm asking you because you still have some use. You really think you're so capable? If the Antonio family hadn't taken you in these past 2 years, you'd have been back on the streets long ago!
Enough! Let me make this clear to you today. From now on, I, Ava, have nothing more to do with your Antonio family. Don't you ever bother me again.
She hung up on me! She said she's cutting ties with the Antonio family! That ungrateful wretch! She really thinks climbing up to Bellotti means she can soar?
She's latched onto Luca, so she does have leverage. Luca controls several docks and import-export channels. If Ava is relying on him...
Then make sure she can't rely on him! Bellotti may be powerful, but he's a newcomer who only rose up in the last 2 years. How deep can his roots really go?
As long as the Russo and Antonio families join forces, cut off all money and channels, I'd like to see who dares to help her.
You're right. I'll send word when I get back. All Russo family partners are forbidden from any dealings with the Obsidian Club.
Don't be too hard on Avi. She's just confused for now.
Don't worry about it. She brought this on herself. Once her money and connections are cut off, she'll know who can really
Start
help.
spreading the word tomorrow. I want to see how she survives in New York without our connections. Godfather, we just received word. The Antonio and Russo families have started jointly blockading Miss Avi's club, effective tonight.
Let them.
And Miss Avi, should we give her a heads up?
No need. Everything's been arranged.
Understood. Also, there's progress on the Bianca investigation.
Good. Avi, you should know. This is where you belong.
Boss, we have a problem. Since early this morning, all our partners have sent termination notices, all unilaterally canceling. What about the penalty clause? Every contract has a penalty clause. They're willing to pay the penalty, but what they're blocking is our channels. It's not about the money. Without suppliers and printers, we can't deliver the 3 major contracts we're holding.
Boss, I just checked. The accounts have been frozen by third-party channels too. They're calling it affiliated party risk control. We can't even withdraw next month's payroll.
This level of blacklisting, it has to be the Russo family.
Give me the full supplier list. I'll negotiate with them personally. Boss, someone's here to see you. Says they're from LI International. Show them in.
Miss Avi, pardon the intrusion. I'm Isabel Villar, Executive Director of Strategic Partnerships at LI International Headquarters.
Miss Villiel, our contract just got underway. Your visit now. Are you here to terminate it?
Quite the opposite. Headquarters held an emergency meeting last night and decided to upgrade the annual contract to an exclusive strategic partnership. 3-year term, double the price, and 50% paid off front as startup capital.
Mrs. Villar, let's be direct. I was just blacklisted this morning. And now a Swiss conglomerate is doubling down on me instead. There has to be a reason.
Miss Avi, this contract isn't from LI International. It's from him using LI's name.
I'm just the delivery person.
Notify everyone. The original plan stands. We do what needs to be done.
What do you mean, no trace? Custom suits, private chauffeur, Bellardi's guest of honor, and you're telling me there's not a single lead?
Sir, we've deployed 3 channels, including commercial databases and private investigators. We don't even have a single clear frontal photo.
Then he's just some nobody from nowhere! A man who won't even show his identity! What kind of background could he possibly have?
Sir, we did capture something out on Long Island. Long Island house. That man's house. The engagement just ended! Shacked up!
Several nights couldn't get close.
The estate security is extremely tight. We couldn't get close.
Get all these photos developed. Belandi treats her like a VIP. He should see what kind of woman he's really dealing with.
Mr. Luca, look at these. This woman, she gets you to stand up for her, humiliate me in public, and then she turns around and moves into another man's house. In New York. Who doesn't know the name Luca? You back her up?
And what does she use you as? A shield? Young Mr. Russo. So concerned about Miss Ivy. Is it that you can't get over her?
I'm worried about you being played by her. She grew up on the streets. She knows exactly how to handle men.
And then not to like you more. Mr. Luca, don't be fooled by her face.
Young Master Russo, you're too kind. But you came all the way here just to tell me Miss Ivy has other suitors?
She's playing you. She lives in that man's house, yet has you stand up for her, taking advantage of both sides.
I helped Ivy out of a difficult situation because she's a friend I've known since childhood. Who she dates, that's her freedom. Young Master Russo, you came all this way to show me these photos. What are you trying to say? That I should feel like you? That I've been deceived by a woman? Take the photos back. These kinds of tactics don't suit the Bellotti family.
That club of Ivies. What's the situation now?
After we put out word to blacklist them, they did lose a few small partners. But the LI International contract is still moving forward, reportedly even ramping up.
Ramping up? How can a club that's about to go under get LI to ramp up?
We looked into the identity of the man beside Miss Ivy. Still can't find anything. There's no publicly registered information under his name.
Keep looking if you can't find anything. I want to see how long the man behind Ivy can hold out.
Bianca? Drugs?
Sir, it's not just you. Everyone in New York received this email at the same time. All media inboxes got it too. It was released 10 minutes ago, and it's already trending. Miss Bianca's photos, they're everywhere.
Who sent it? Trace the IP!
We did. Top-level encrypted server, multi-layer bouncing. Can't trace the source.
Did you see the trending? That video of Bianca?
It's all over the company. They say the stock will hit limit down today.
That video. It wasn't Miss Ivy who released it, was it? No wonder she called off the engagement back.
Master Marcus, this video...
You're on drugs?
Marcus! That's fake! It was forged by Ivy!
Forged? The person on the surveillance isn't you?
This pill bottle wasn't taken from your bag? So your illness all these years was all fake? You were on drugs? I went against the family's arranged marriage for you?
That's because I love you! If I didn't do this, you'd be taken away by Ivy.
You mother and daughter really something.
Sir, the stock has dropped 30%. 3 major partners just called to cancel simultaneously. And one more thing.
All our ports, shipping, import-export channels are being secretly acquired in recent days. The other party is using the name of LI International of Switzerland.
We've been investigating that man's identity with no results. But word has come out. The person behind that astronomical LI International renewal contract is him.
Who?
The actual controller of LI International. Long-term anonymous, rarely appears in public. In New York circles, he's known as Mr. L. He controls half the gray industry chain on the East Coast.
Sir, the man we couldn't identify is him.
That Mr. L controls half the gray industry chain on the East Coast.
He is Mr. L.
LI International disclosed its shareholding structure this morning. The actual controller column reads Lorenzo De Luca.
De Luca, that surname.
The De Luca family? The Sicilian one?
Sir, our information is limited. But there are rumors on the New York streets
that the forces behind that surname control the entire East Coast ports, shipping, and most gray market industries. And Mr. Luca is his protege.
Mr. Luca is his man. So that night at the banquet, Bilardi stood up for Ivy. The ports, gone. The shipping routes, he bought them all.
Sir, where are we going now?
To the Obsidian Club.
Sir, Assistant Jane just replied.
Miss Ivy is not at the club today.
Then where is she?
On Long Island, Mr. DeLuca's estate.
Young Master Marcus! Your Russo family knows Mr. L, right? Your mother mentioned that person. Can you ask him to show mercy? The Antonio family accounts are all frozen.
My mother knows him? My mother doesn't even know what he looks like. That man is the man beside Ivy!
That very good-looking one?
Right. That one. The most powerful man in the world standing next to Ivy. And I told all of New York he was a rented pretty boy.
I cursed her. I said she hooked up with shady men. I called her shameless.
Ivy! Come out! I know you're in there! Let's talk!
Mr. Russo, Mrs. Antonio, Miss Ivy is not receiving visitors today.
How did she become so cruel?
Cruel? I think Miss Ivy not feeding you to the sharks is already quite merciful.
Congratulations. 3 months ago, the whole city blacklisted you. Now every underground business in New York is fighting to work with you.
I couldn't have done it without your help.
You're powerful on your own. Of course, strong backup helps too.
I know.
You're drinking a bit fast tonight.
I'm happy. Is that not allowed?
How much have you had tonight?
I lost count. I'm happy tonight anyway.
You can't hold your liquor, don't you know that?
Lorenzo.
Hmm?
There's something I want to tell you. I've always wanted to say it, but I never dared. Two years ago when I left, I thought I just wanted to stand on my own. But later I realized the hardest part about leaving was not having you.
You've had too much to drink.
I haven't. I like you.
Then tell me, who am I?
Lorenzo.
No. Say my full name.
Lorenzo De Luca.
Say it again.
Lorenzo De Luca.
Where do you think you're going?
You're awake?
I woke up before you.
Last night.
Last night you drank too much, held on to me and talked a lot, and even cried.
I cried?
Just kidding. Every word I said last night, I meant it.
I meant it too.
Mr. Marcus, do you have any response to the Russo family's bankruptcy?
We heard all Port Ruth contracts were transferred to the Bellotti Group. Do you admit this was a personal management failure?
Ma'am, this is the seizure order. You need to vacate by noon tomorrow.
Mom, where do we live now?
If I hadn't brought her back, would everything be different now?
The boxing matches in the basement have doubled since last month. Casino revenue is up 60%. The cigar lounge upstairs has a 3-month waiting list for memberships.
Russo and Antonio family lines, we've taken everything there is to take.
Headquarters asked me to convey LI's full support for Obsidian, renewed for 5 years.
The Godfather finally got her back.